Hey guys, so this is just a quick video I did of me taking a walk out today along Marine Drive and up in the fields in Douglas. This picture here is along Marine Drive, as you can see, in Douglas, and a silly one of me. This video is just going through the arches, and as you can see in a second, looking out over the sea towards England. I also managed to catch a couple of kayaks coming up the coast here, which was fantastic, and I was actually quite jealous. They looked like they were having a whale of a time. Pardon the pun. But it was such a beautiful night to be out walking. Very warm breeze on my face, and after being in isolation for almost 2 weeks now, getting out and about is something I've really missed, and I'm certainly going to try and do more. So again, this is just another one of the kayaks still shot I got in. The camera quality isn't very good. This was on my iPhone. And this is also in the same location. This is heading up towards the hills opposite where I was in the previous picture. And I was looking at some abandoned buildings, which I found really interesting. Not entirely sure whether I should have been on this land, but there were no signs saying private land or no access or what have you. Again, this is another old building. I couldn't quite figure out what it was. At first I thought it was an old gun range. Now I'm thinking, as you can see in this picture, maybe this was some sort of feeding plot, an old farmhouse maybe. But maybe one of you guys will know better than me. And if so, let us know in the comments. But I love seeing these old abandoned buildings. They certainly don't build them like they used to. Now, of course, with much of the land like this being built on with these prefab houses on the Isle of Man, it was wonderful to be up and actually be around nature. So again, this part here was what makes me believe that it was some sort of a animal feeding bay or some sort. But it also reminds me of some sort of a dugout that you would see in a like a baseball match or something, where the players would sit. But obviously I know it wasn't a baseball place. We don't really have that here on the Isle of Man. That's more of an American thing. But all these fields here were full of sheep, and I managed to get myself into one of the fields that was full of rams, which was a little bit scary at one point, as they were butting heads with each other. And I thought, I just hope they don't charge me. But yeah, it was a beautiful night. This was me in a different field, and I took a few still frames of the sheep that were very curious about me. I think they were wondering why I was there. What am I doing? This was a beautiful one over Douglas Bay in the Isle of Man. I couldn't resist to take this little video all across Douglas Bay there. You can see over to Onken, Tower of Refuge in the middle in the sea, Manx Radio Building with the antenna there in front of you, and Douglas Head Apartments, which used to be an old hotel. This again was another abandoned building. Looks like it used to be someone's house. So I did a little video of entering the old house here. Still seems to be solid foundations, and it very much made me think about, I wondered who used to live there. I wonder what kind of people they were, what kind of life they had, as it was quite a small building. You know, was it a family that worked on the farm? I'd love to look into more of these things. But on my exit through this doorway here, I got a bit of a fright because there was a huge, just on the right here, a huge spider web as I'm exiting the door. And you can see if you look closely, you can see a very big, scary spider, which gave me a little bit of a fright. Especially considering I just watched the movie Arachnophobia a couple of days ago, the old classic. So this is where the spider is. You can just see it slightly on the right on the web there, if you look closely. Thanks for watching my videos, guys.